Do you want to pivot to product management? As a product leader, design thinking professor, and mentor and coach, I get this question all the time. So many people are interested in product management and want to know how to do it, including my own story and my own career trajectory. So if this is you, stay tuned. We're going to get into it. Now, what I always tell people to start is to take the time to research the discipline and understand what product management is and also what it isn't. This is absolutely the first place to start. It's really important to understand what is it that the field is about. Make sure it's something that's a good fit for you and you truly understand so you can see if it's something that you're interested in getting into. So what is product management? Product management is an organizational function that guides every step of the way of a product's life cycle. This means from the very beginning, once you have an idea about a product, to coming up with a strategy, determining the pricing around it, designing what it can look like, talking to customers to understand exactly what it is that they have a need for, going all the way through to the development cycle and building out what it is, ultimately launching it, and beyond that, looking for opportunities to improve it and offer enhancements, launching those new enhancements, and later on down the road, eventually deciding to sunset the product and take it off of market. So as you can see, it's truly the end-to-end process of a product, and how do you make it something that is valuable to customers. So that's a key point. Product management is truly about adding value to your customers and similarly adding value to the business. How are you able to generate revenue? How do you keep happy, delighted customers who are excited about your product? How do you continue to have them engage with your product and use it over time and continue to give you feedback and opportunities to improve it? As you continue to do this, of course, these also present opportunities for the business to continue to grow and scale and find new revenue opportunities with that product. Now, as you think about what product management is and you get clear on that, it's also important to understand what it's not. So many people get product management confused with project management, even the design process in and of itself and design roles on a team, and even your software engineering roles, which are part of the broader product team, but they're not necessarily that specific product management role. So it's really important that you understand the nuances of each of those roles, where there might be some similarities, how they collaborate with each other, but ultimately how they're different. The second thing I tell people is to understand and assess which skills you already have. Product management is an extremely eclectic role and pulls on different disciplines. So take a look at what you've already done in the past and what skills you may already have. So many people enter product management from various backgrounds. Maybe they're coming from project management, from design, maybe they're a teacher. So either way, wherever you're starting from, it's very likely that you already have some of the skills that are transferable into the product management role. So first, take a look and understand which skill sets are needed in product management and look at what you already have to see how that matches up. There are lots of roles that are common in terms of transitioning into product management, such as folks coming from sales, from customer success, from marketing, and the list goes on. So start with where you are. Don't feel like you don't already have skill sets. Don't feel like you have to start from scratch, because usually that is not the case. Again, like I said, there are so many aspects of product management and the collaboration with so many people. So it's important to either have some of those fundamental skills already or have a good understanding of it. So regardless of where you're coming from, there is a way that you can match what skill sets you already have to product management and the roles and skill sets that are needed there. So go through that assessment and see where you stand. Another important thing is to deepen your understanding of product management work. Again, gaining a good understanding of that entire life cycle and what the work entails. And there are a number of ways you can do this. You can take courses, you can do a boot camp, you can have coffee chats with people who are already in the role and learn from their experience and learn how they learn and also what suggestions they may have for you. So take some time to truly understand what it is that the role entails, what an average day may look like, although every day does not look the same in any way, but there are lots of different tasks and things to do. For example, one day you may be looking and creating at a product strategy. The next day you may be looking at, what should you prioritize, which features should you prioritize for a release. You can also be looking at data and analyzing how customers are using your product so you can get that feedback and use that as part of your next development cycle. You can also be spending time with customers. There's also a lot of collaboration that happens with product management. So you may be working with your designers and reviewing a UI You can also be working with your engineers and figuring out, some bugs that they found, and are those bugs that are critical? Do you need to prioritize them differently? Do they all need to be solved now? So you can also even be spending time with your various stakeholders across the business. So that could be legal, that could be marketing, and it can also be leadership as well. So understanding all the different tasks that you have to do, all the different players who are part of that, and then again, learning from people who are already doing the job and who are in the role so that they can give you different flavors of their own perspective. As much as it's important to learn the concepts and the foundational aspects of product management, it's also critically important that you build your experience. There are a number of different ways to do this. One, you can start with understanding products that you already use daily and that you love. Think about what the team is discussing when they launch a new feature. What are some of the considerations that they have? As a customer yourself, what kind of feedback would you have for the team? Are there aspects of the products that are working really well for you? Are there things that cause friction that you don't enjoy? Really think through all of those steps in the process, your own entire journey, and the needs that the product is meeting for you, and see how all of those things stack up. Another way is to find an opportunity to gain hands-on experience, maybe by volunteering or being in a product management role in some other capacity. In those instances, you can look at organizations, maybe nonprofits, maybe a startup that has limited resources in terms of people, and find some ways that you can help them with the goals that they're looking to accomplish and implementing and putting to use some of the things that you're learning yourself as you develop your product management skills. This is a great way for you to put to practice, again, the concepts that you're learning and figuring out for yourself and navigating through the thought process of what a product manager has to balance in their day-to-day. Another option is to build a product yourself. We all have different challenges as we navigate life, and we have products that we use today, but maybe they don't completely satisfy our different needs. So think through your entire day, maybe do that for a week, and see where there are some opportunities where things can be improved. Given that information, look to see how you can firm up your definition of what that problem truly is. What is it that you're looking to solve for yourself? Is it a situation where you're looking to gain more time? Are you looking to find something that's a little more convenient? Are you looking to save money? Whatever that is that you're looking to solve and the need that you have, use that to then come up with some different ideas of how you can do that. Once you have that, then you can create a small prototype and start getting feedback from potential other users who are similar to you and may have a similar problem. So in that process, you're literally going from the pain point and the needs that you have, and you're executing on that to address it. And as you're doing so, continue to get feedback from other people, see if it resonates with them, and use that feedback and their suggestions to find ways to improve and enhance your product. Again, this is a great way to get into the habit of putting to practice what it is that you're learning about product management and putting it to use. As you're growing in your product management knowledge and you're growing your experience, it's also important that you spend some time growing your network. This can be from people who are already in the field and are already doing the work, but it's also important to build a network with folks who are similar to your own stage, who may also be learning, who may also be interested in pivoting to product management, and share knowledge with each other. This can happen in a number of different ways. One, it can be online, where you might find some product communities. You can find Slack channels and different groups, so you can be in conversation, you can share ideas, you can share resources. Another way is to find a mentor. This is a great way to have someone who has already been there, who has already done what you're looking to do, and they can help you with providing some feedback and suggestions along the way. This really is a hack to fast tracking your own learning and development, because now you have someone who is experienced, who has the knowledge, and may have some suggestions for you that you may not know and you may not be aware of because you're just getting started. So as you're growing, as you're learning, it's important to have others around you who are similarly in your position, but also have people who are a few years ahead of you who can help guide your journey as well. As you're learning and growing your network, you'll also want to identify your best entry point into product management. There are lots of different ways to do this, and different companies, based on their size, product consulting, in-house product management, they all have different nuances to them. So it's important that you understand this and also look at your options as well. Where are you starting? Are you starting as a scrum master, potentially as a product owner to then make the pivot over? Are you starting as an associate product manager or directly as a product manager? And if it is a product manager, there are some nuances there as well. Are you a core generalist type product manager? Are you a product manager that's focused on data? Or are you a product manager that is focused on technical aspects of the work, potentially a back-end product manager, or maybe even machine learning? There are lots of different ways and lots of different nuances that you can and roles that you can be in depending on what's of interest to you and where your skill set aligns best. So it's important to take into those things into consideration and figure out how to do it. Additionally, is there an opportunity to make the pivot within your existing company? Now, that can be a way where you keep a lot of the things that are familiar to you, the organization, you know the business, but you're changing roles. So that's one option. For other people, it may be going to a completely different company and taking on that product management role. If you are at a large organization, maybe you pivot into another large organization, or maybe you pivot to a startup type of environment or just a smaller organization where they may have limited resources but can benefit from your product management background and skills, plus everything else that you bring to the table. So all of these different nuances are things to consider. There's really no perfect answer. You have to really assess where you are, what you're coming in with in terms of your skill set, how it aligns, where the best opportunity is, which industries make sense for you as well, because product management is not just in technology. You can find product management in lots of different sectors as well. So retail, consumer products, all of these different areas, financial services even, you can find product managers there as well. So take all of your experience and craft as much as you can to tailor to where you already are and what you already have. Again, you don't need to start from scratch. Don't feel like you need to leave behind everything that you already have. There's a tendency to feel overwhelmed in the process and feel like you need to begin right from the very beginning. But it's important to know that you have skills, you have experience, you're bringing a diverse set of tools with you, and you want to make sure that you continue to take advantage of that and you bring that with you and leverage it as much as possible. So as you're going through your analysis, make sure that you're taking credit for everything that you already have in you, all the experience that you already bring, and you are able to make the pivot into product management to where you're adding value. You're not feeling like you're starting from zero. So I hope these have been helpful to you. I would love to hear in the comments what you think and how your process is going. And if this is helpful, definitely let me know. And I hope you come back next time and stay tuned and subscribe. I'd love to see you in the next one. Take care.